Hello? Hello and welcome back. Time to do the commentary for this one. Man. This one's been giving me problems, but it's time for it.
It started off as a puzzle, where you were going to come to the end of this boat deck.
Didn't want that.
So this started off as a puzzle, where you were going to come to the end of this boat deck, and actually the top of the boat deck, where the first starfish throwing NPC now is, was going to be the training section. And the idea was going to be that there was going to be invisible lasers all over this area, and you were going to have to spray something into the ahead of you to expose the beams, either smoke or frost or something in front of you. And so it was actually laid out very rectangularly, and there were all these things to jump on, these floating platforms to jump on, and you had to kind of, each time you did a jump, you had to kind of look around you for the invisible lasers and then make your next jump. And as we backed away from the puzzly, slower gameplay, that was the first idea that went away. So then what came?
Well, there was also the idea of, once you got to the rear set of the buoys that floated on the water, that there was a giant fish that was sitting there.
Oh yeah, the giant fish.
And he was the one that paced you and made you want to move forward faster and get through the level, or otherwise he'd come up and gobble you up.
Yeah, so the giant fish, he got cut. Giant fish got cut.
We definitely learned things here about physics engines in games. How the predictability of something animated over relying on the physics engine to work itself out is usually...
Yeah, the physics engine tends to work well in really clean, isolated situations, or in shrapnel, or in other situations where you want good-looking sort of ambient animation, but not as good for stuff that has to work 100% of the time, super predictably. And then I think environmentally, I think this was one of our first levels that really had a good kind of, I don't know, misty, really rich kind of textured feel to it. You know, the fire on the side, what you can see from outside, and the approach even.
All the, like, the moss hanging off of everything, and just the kind of...
Yeah, a lot of really kind of organic richness in this level, especially back, you know, when there was fish and all that stuff. The water's, you know, being space warped and, you know, has some interesting stuff going on, and, you know, all the surface effects that the texture artist put in, all really, I think, made this a really good-looking level, and one that we kept investing in because it was something that, you know, the surroundings were so appealing that we wanted to make sure we used it in a really constructive way.
Yeah, wisps floating through the air and whatnot. The fire in the background brought out a great richness in the environment. I remember when I first loaded it into the world after it had just gone through this massive change, and it was just one of the most spectacularly beautiful levels that we had at the time. It was just exciting to go back and play through it.
Okay. Till then, I will either do more Master Thief sprints or just continue on with the storyline. So until then, goodbye.